Their agenda is to destroy the American people and our way of life. And this Antifa is just as sophisticated as MS-13, as TDA, as ISIS, as Hezbollah, as Hamas, as all of them.
This is U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem in early November talking about Antifa at the White House. This press conference is the same echoes of one almost 50 years earlier by Argentinian dictator Jorge Videla, who once famously claimed, "A terrorist is not just someone with a gun or a bomb, but also someone who spreads ideas that are contrary to Western and Christian civilization." In 1976, the Argentinian military overthrew Isabel Perón and installed Videla as leader of the military junta. By then, South America was in the grip of dictatorships supported by many Western governments, including France, the UK, and the USA. What followed was the final stages of Condor, a secret agreement by these governments to hunt down, torture, and murder the opposition. That was literally anyone who opposed the government. Those years resulted in tens of thousands of murderers and hundreds of thousands incarcerated and tortured. The rhetoric and actions of the Trump administration seem close to those of the Condor nations and may signify a new and dangerous chapter for those opposed to Trump. Firstly, for those who don't know what Antifa is, it's the shorthand for anti-fascist, and is a political belief, but not a singular organisation. It's spread pretty much across the whole world. It's a bit like saying feminism has a sophisticated network. Of course, there's shades of feminist thought around the world, but there's no singular feminist organisation that controls everything. I'm reminded of a Jewish joke that was written sometime in the 1930s. Two Jews are sitting in a coffee house in Berlin, and one takes out Der Stürmer, the infamous Nazi newspaper, and starts browsing through it. The other one looks at him and exclaims, "Why are you carrying around this rag of toilet paper? Are you some kind of masochist? Or, God forbid, a self-hating Jew?" The reader replies, "On the contrary. When I read the Jewish papers, all I learn about are pogroms, riots, and assimilation in America. But when I read Der Stürmer, I'm told that Jews control all the banks, that we dominate in the arts, and that we're on the verge of taking over the entire world. You know, it makes me feel a whole lot better." But jokes aside, all this might seem laughable, but this rhetoric follows the logic of fascism.
Of your land as well as ours, my fellow citizens, who are working to make America great.
America will be great again with Jesus.
Hey everyone, so if you like this content, I'd love it if you could do these two things for me. First, of course, is to like and subscribe this video. It will definitely help with my channel. The second is to check out the link in the description, which is to my website. This video is actually just part of a larger project that I've been working on, which is a book called History in the Shadows that discusses conspiracies and conspiracy theories. I'm still working on the site and I'm uploading what I've written and created so far. You can see there's things like an interactive map that I've created and graphics for the book. On there you can also subscribe with just your email, and this will allow me to go to a publisher in the next 6 months with proof of a dedicated audience. Thanks everyone.
In his seminal essay Fascism, Umberto Eco attempts to describe key fascist elements, and he writes that there's the obsession with a plot, possibly an international one. The followers must feel besieged. It's no coincidence that fascist movements are deeply paranoid and rife with conspiracy theories. The Nazis and the Italians were forever preoccupied with rooting out supposed communist and Jewish plots. In the 21st century, movements like QAnon and the American militia movement have evolved and mutated these beliefs into stranger, more postmodern forms.
Charlie was actually a master builder of people.
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
But if you really really scratch the surface, they eventually lead back to the same usual suspects. Reptilians, the deep state, or the satanic democratic pedophiles are really stand-ins for Jews and communists. We can connect this rhetoric to the dynamics of abusive relationships. There's a common psychological manipulation tactic that psychologists label as DARVO, that is, deny and reverse victim order. The abuser denies their abuse and instead labels their victim the aggressor. So, while masked ICE agents attack and snatch US citizens off the street and illegally detain or deport them, and peaceful protesters and reporters are shot with rubber bullets, the White House can claim that no,
Antifa beats journalists, Antifa attacks our police stations, they attack our courthouses, they dox our law enforcement officers.
Political scientist Michael Rogan coined the term political demonology for the way that the American right wing creates demons and monsters out of their political enemies. He argues that this is a way to shape their anxiety and indulge in their dark fantasies. No, it's not that they want to detain and murder their political enemies. They're defending themselves.
Individuals we arrested recently in Portland was the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa, and that we are hoping that as we go after her, interview her, and prosecute her, we will get more and more information about the network and how we can root them out and eliminate them from the existence of American society. I want to thank the news journalists here today for telling us and for being able and willing to go to the streets and cover what's happening. Many times the legacy media has looked the other way. Refused to tell the stories. The networks have not really focused on what this is and what damage it is doing to our country and how this network of Antifa is just as sophisticated as MS-13, as TDA, as ISIS, as Hezbollah, as Hamas, as all of them.
It's worrying late on the cover, you're very up, sweet and sweet mama. There she is, on the front of the star. And I got the blood you wish you were. If the rotting out is what you say, let her rot, let her stop. See her say, let her have a time again. So tell you where she is. Something's queer, I think I'll tell you what I mean. There's something to fight, in a virtue guide. Just go right to business right. You've done a joy fight, again it's secure. Been a young wish that should I play now. Say I can't bear, I thought I would say that. Turn to her, say her name. Tell me what's the difference between her and you. Say that you were still around out with the news. Seen it for us, that's the way that live my road. Say I'm preaching, I'm on a fool. Fools stay free, I don't feel free. Say they kill others, and they got the next. Shoot the empty mama, mommy they you. Shoot the empty mama, 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 yeah.
Enter thy rest, O my soul, and sing in praise the mercy that prolongs thy days.